Welcome to Inside the Summit League. Lots going on right now with the spring sports getting cranked up already, golf and tennis and baseball and softball. In addition to that, Fort Wayne will host the Indoor Track and Field Championships this weekend. IUPUI just finished up hosting the Summit League Swimming and Diving Championships, with Denver claiming 2 more titles in their first year in the Summit League, and we'll have those results coming up here in a little bit. First, basketball, and we are down to the regular season, the final week of the regular season in men's and women's basketball. How they will seed out for the tournaments coming up is yet to be decided, but I do know this: the Denver and the South Dakota men picked up big wins on Thursday, and here's how they did it. Start at the Dakota Dome in Vermilion. Omaha and USD. The Mavericks beat the Oats by 4 in Omaha. This game would be closer than that. Tyler Flack had a season-high 21 for the Coyotes in this one. Mike Rostam-Poor at the other end made his third 3 of the league season. He had 18 points and 11 rebounds, and it was a 3-point game at the half. USD up 38-35. Second half, the Coyotes with a steal here. They'll get out on the run. Adam Thosby had a big game off the bench for USD, had 16, and that tied a season high for him. Casey Kasperbauer shot it well this weekend. Had 3 threes in this one, 14 for Kasperbauer. And USD led by 8 with 3 minutes to play. But Caleb Steffensmeyer hits back-to-back threes to tie the game at 86 with 19 seconds left. Trey Norris made a free throw to put USD in the lead by 1. Omaha runs the tap play back to C.J. Carter for the heave, but it doesn't go down, and the Coyotes win it 87-86. Let's go to the Rockies and Western Illinois at Denver. Cam Griffin rips it off there, gets it ahead to Bryant Rucker. Rucker had 17. Denver very efficient in this game, 66% shooting overall, 64% on threes. Jabari Sandifer, one of those freshmen playing big for Western Illinois. He had 13 for the Leathernecks. And then 2 of the senior citizens for Western, Adam Link, senior, to Michael Ocharobia. Link had 12, Ocharobia had 14 and 8 rebounds, but Denver up 3 at the half. Second half, Cam Griffin on a drive, he had 15 for Denver. And then out of a furious scramble here, Western will come up with it. They'll get it out to Garrett Covington, another of those freshmen. He made 4 threes, 19 in the game for Covington. But Denver, with on the inbounds here, they get it to Chris Udofia. He had 21 points, 8 rebounds, 7 assists, and Denver wins it 75-67. All right, more men's hoops when we come back, including the showdown in Fargo between first place North Dakota State and the second place Jackrabbits from SDSU.
This isn't an Epic Sports commercial.
There's no Hollywood director.
There's no $1 million budget.
There's no slow motion.
Or stadiums filled with crowds.
It's just us.
Us.
Real athletes.
Real athletes.
Who want to get better, get stronger,
and make the starting lineup. Be healthy and active.
And this is where we'll do it.
The Sanford Sports Complex, a game-changing destination. Learn more at sanfordsports.com.
Minutes east of Sioux Falls stands Grand Falls Casino Resort. A casino in a brand new way, where you can turn an evening into a winning night out. Spin a day off into a day of play. Who says life next door shouldn't be grand? Saturday, March 1st, catch the Turtles featuring Flo and Eddie at 8 p.m. Call, click, or visit for tickets. Grand Falls Casino Resort, a brand new way to eat, play, and stay.
Inside the Summit League is brought to you by Sanford Health, Grand Falls Casino, and Dakota Land Honda. All right, back to men's basketball. Denver is hot right now. South Dakota has won 3 games in a row. Fort Wayne having a great season. They just keep on winning. And North Dakota State now is 2 games ahead of everybody after taking out South Dakota State on Saturday. Jackrabbits trying to avenge that home loss to North Dakota State earlier this season, but Bison came out hot. Trayvon Wright was 0 of 11 on threes in the last 2 games, but he came out and made his first one, and the Bison were off and rumbling after that. Corey Brown been doing a lot of that lately. He had 10 for the Bison, and then NDSU gets out on the run here. Taylor Braun with a rebound and the kick ahead to the big man. Marshall Bjorklund get down the floor. Bjorklund had 18, and North Dakota State was rolling. Jordan Dykstra down the lane here on a tough shot in traffic. He had 10, but SDSU got behind early, never led in the entire game. Jake Biddle playing with some confidence lately for the Jacks. Nice moves here. He had 9, but NDSU led by 15 at halftime. Cody Larson backing in. He had 11 for the Jacks, but SDSU only shot at 33%. The Bison shot 54% for the game, and NDSU had that big crowd, over 5,600 fans. They played with some fire. Lawrence Alexander going after it. Saul Phillips digging it. Looked like the Bison logo at the end of this play with that steam coming out his nose. Taylor Braun only had 6 points, but Trayvon Wright picked him up. 20 points, 7 rebounds for Wright, and the Bison win 74-59 to earn at least a share of the league title.
Regular season means a lot to coaches. I don't know how much it always means to players that just want to get to March. I don't know how much it means to fans. I know what it means to me, and that means that you're – over the course of a long, long season, you're the best team in the league. In my opinion, we're 1 win away from showing that.
All right, so Fort Wayne is one of 3 teams now, 2 games behind NDSU. Fort Wayne at IUPUI on Saturday. Mike Kibalowski had 11. The Dons put 6 guys in double digits in this game. Marcellus Barksdale led IUPUI with 13, but Louis Jacobo was solid, 13 points, 9 rebounds for him. For the Jags, Mitch Patton, the Kufu Najee, the California kid, had 11, but IUPUI never led in this game. Donovan Gibbs played well, though, 5 of 8 from the field. He had 11, but Fort Wayne just kind of kept a steady pace, kept building the lead. Steve Forbes for 2, the Dons up by 15, and then Jacobo puts them up by 20. They led by 27 in the second half. Forbes ended up with a dozen, and Fort Wayne shoots at 65% in this game, and they win 84-60. Omaha at Denver. Denver won 74-60 the first time they played, almost identical this time around. Nate Engesser had his 2 biggest league games so far this weekend. He had 11 on Thursday, 11 more in this one. C.J. Carter led Omaha with a dozen, all of them on 2-point shots. The Mavs were just 3 of 15 on threes. Sox Simmons throwing it down. He made 1 shot in the game, but it was pretty. Omaha led by 9 in the first half, but Denver gets out on the break. Chris Udofia, 12 points, 11 rebounds in this one to follow up his 21 and 8 on Thursday. Engesser had 5 assists, finds Udofia again. Engesser will find Cam Griffin here. He led Denver with 14, and the Pioneers win 72-60. And here's Joe Scott.
We're tied for second place in the league, and we're going to play the league leader. So, we put ourselves in the right position, and we're going to go and embrace the opportunity we have.
Another team that has been a little warm lately is South Dakota. Coyotes at home against Western Illinois on Saturday. Trevor Gruss going sideways there off the feed from Brandon Boss. Karim Rawson had a nice game on senior day. He had 11 in this one for the Coyotes. But Western Illinois had the lead early on. Jabari Sandifer not stopped there. He had a dozen for the Leathernecks. And then Casey Castrovar hit a couple more threes in this one. He is 3rd in the league right now, just under 44% on 3-point shots. Coyotes up by 6 at halftime, but a big second half for Garrett Covington. He had 19 again, 15th time this season that he has led his team in scoring. And then Sandifer, pretty moves down the lane to get Western within a point with about 12 minutes to play, but the Coyotes hold them off. Gruss to Rawson here. USB wins its 3rd game in a row.
It's big for us to beat these guys, but, conference standings too. We're getting down to the end of the year where we need to be winning these games. We're kind of fighting for spots with these last few teams that we're with. So it's just huge from that standpoint. And to keep winning going into the postseason tournament, I think, is the most important thing. So it was a really good win for us today.
So the Coyotes move to 6-6 overall, behind that trio at 8-4. And coming up this weekend, North Dakota State is at home on Thursday against South Dakota. If the Bison win that one, they wrap up the regular season championship. Another good game on Thursday is Denver at South Dakota State. Women's hoops when we come back. What's gotten into Omaha? A couple of big wins over the weekend for the Mavericks.
Since 1982, the Summit League has been achieving excellence. Beyond providing a quality education to more than 120,000 students, the league continues to strengthen its reputation of being nationally competitive in athletics. Today, more than 3,000 elite student athletes at 8 institutions embody the vision, purpose, and innovation the Summit League represents. These young men and women are reaching for the summit in both athletic and academic endeavors.
Minutes east of Sioux Falls stands Grand Falls Casino Resort. A casino in a grand new way, where you can turn an evening into a winning night out. Spin a day off into a day of play. Who says life next door shouldn't be grand? Saturday, March 1st, catch the Turtles featuring Flo and Eddie at 8 p.m. Call, click, or visit for tickets. Grand Falls Casino Resort, a grand new way to eat, play, and stay.
The great thing about snowboarding is the adventure. All day long, you're finding different ways of doing different things, and it's never the same. I don't mind snowboarding alone, but if you've got your friends up there on the mountain and you guys can all cruise down together, it's a really, really fun time. Snowboarding has been really fun and really rewarding for me, and I want it to be fun and rewarding for my customers as well. I'm Lindsay McKinstry, and I'm one of the snowboard experts at Shields.
Inside the Summit League is brought to you by Sanford Health, Grand Falls Casino, and Dakota Land Honda. Now to women's basketball, and a coaching note this week. North Dakota State will have a new coach, a new head coach after this season. Carolyn Dehoff has announced her resignation effective on April 15th. She will coach North Dakota State through the Summit League tournament this year. Dehoff is in her 6th season right now at NDSU. Meanwhile, always astounding to me anyway, how it can be so different in 2 games between the same 2 teams in one season. How there can be a 30-point turnaround from one game to the next just a couple of weeks apart. And there is no better example of that than the season series this year between Omaha and South Dakota. Coyotes at Omaha. USD won by 24 the first time around 3.5 weeks ago. What a turnaround in this one. Tajee Kelly has been on a tear in the last 3 weeks. She was 11 of 14 from the field. Same thing on the other side. She had a season-high 24, and Omaha up by 13 at halftime. Coyotes make a little move after that. Rachel Contreras on a drive to get the lead down to 9. And then Lisa Loeffler on a turnaround to get the lead down to 6. Loeffler had 15. And then Nicole Seekamp made 3 straight threes for the Coyotes to get the Omaha lead down to 1. And then Seekamp, a couple of minutes later, would put USD ahead by 1 with about 3.5 minutes to play with that jump shot. 18 in the game for Seekamp, but Omaha rips off a 10-0 run after that. Michaela Shaw hit a couple of shots. Maddie Robson makes a 3, and the Mavericks win it 69-61. The only other game on Thursday, Denver at Western Illinois. Denver won by 4 the first time they played. This one was closer than that. Both teams made 10 threes. Tori Neiman won there for Western. She had 18. Kaylee Edwards had 13 at the other end for Denver. Back for Western, though, just another night for Ashley Luke. 25 points and 11 rebounds for Luke. Marley Hall came off the bench for Western. She had 11. Western led by 10 at the half. Their biggest lead was 12 early in the second half, but They had to hold off Denver. Pioneers came back to tie it at 59. Teresa Worth had 15, but Rebecca Henriksen with a steal and a score here. She had 9 assists as well, and Western wins it 79-76. All right, more women's hoops when we come back. We'll check on the league leaders. IUPUI has some trouble at Fort Wayne, and South Dakota State closes in on a regular season championship at home against the Bison.
These are places of excellence, where big efforts yield big results. The places where perfection is perfected. But without the players, without the performance, these are only places. The stage is set. Now, exceed yesterday. Choose Sanford Orthopedics and Sports Medicine.
Minutes east of Sioux Falls stands Grand Falls Casino Resort. A casino in a grand new way, where you can turn an evening into a winning night out. It's the Grand Falls Casino Resort $500,000 giveaway. Yeah, $500,000. Between now and March 30th, play your favorite games to earn entries. Entries are good for all 13 drawings. Then, be here for the Sunday afternoon drawings for your chance at $500,000. Grand Falls Casino Resort, a grand new way to eat, play, and stay.
Inside the Summit League is brought to you by Sanford Health, Grand Falls Casino, and Dakota Land Honda. Back to women's basketball now, and huge games for a number of players on Saturday. There was Ashley Luke at Western Illinois. Michaela Shaw had a great weekend for Omaha, and Amanda Hyde doing it again for Fort Wayne. IUPUI at Fort Wayne. They played a 2-point game the first meeting. IUPUI won that one by 2. Haley Seibert, though, stop and go and hang in there. She had 18. De'Ara Goss had 16. It was kind of a so-so game. That's the kind of season she's having where she just gets 16. But Shanika Maddox, 8 points, 8 rebounds for the Jags. A good pass to Goss there on the cut. But Ariana Simmons came in, made a contribution off the Fort Wayne bench. She had 11. And the game was close. Neither team had a lead bigger than 8 in this one. The difference was a gargantuan game for Amanda Hyde. Slips through for 2 there. Nevena Markovic had 19 points, 10 rebounds of her own for IUPUI, but Hyde had 36 for Fort Wayne, the 6th time this season with at least 30. She tied the Summit League record with 18 made free throws, and Fort Wayne wins by 5. Senior Day in Brookings for South Dakota State, taking on North Dakota State. Bree Watman ahead to Brooke Lamar. Lamar had 12, and the Bison played them pretty much even for the first 20 minutes of this one. Jags had 12 steals, though. Chloe Korneman will get it out to Megan Watashik. Watch this pass, though, to Hannah Stropp, and SDSU led by 2 at halftime. The Jags had one player in double digits, and that was China Stevens, a career-high 18 for the true freshman. Bison sophomore Holly Johnson had 17 for North Dakota State. She led them, but South Dakota State outscored them by 20 in the second half. Steph Pollock knocks that down. Jacks win by 22 and clinch at least a share of the regular season championship with a 75-53 win. Western Illinois played twice over the weekend. Both games ended up 79-76. They won one and lost one, taking on South Dakota in this one. Michelle Maher, a 3 there. She had 17 for Western Illinois. Ashley Luke is the co-player of the week. She had 25 on Thursday, 31 in this one for Luke, but it would come in a loss. Polly Harrington inside for the Coyotes had 12 points, 9 rebounds for USD. And Nicole Seekamp again, 18 again for her. They had 6 players with 10 or more points in the ballgame. The game was tied at halftime. It was tied 14 times, and neither team led by more than 3 in the final 10 minutes as Western had the lead USD got it right back. Rachel Contreras with a three to make it 65-63 Coyotes with about 7 minutes left. Taya He-Miller puts USD up 3 in the final minute, and the final margin is 3, 79-76. South Dakota on top. And back to Omaha with the Mavs. We're finishing off a great weekend taking on Denver. Michaela Shaw, a Serious Player of the Week candidate. Another great game for her. Kaylee Edwards to Allison Janicek. She had 10. But Denver had some offensive issues in this one. Omaha led start to finish. They get 2 from Erica House there. And then Michaela Shaw, again, she hadn't scored more than 20 in a game so far this season, but she had 25 in this one for the Mavericks. Good post move by Teresa Worth, but again, Denver could not make shots, just 28% overall. And Shaw was having a game, 11 of 16 from the field. She had 8 rebounds, couple of assists. Tajee Kelly added 10, and the Mavs get the weekend sweep. They beat Denver 65-41. So in the women's standings, Omaha moves up to 4-8. Denver drops to 4-8, and 3 in the middle there at 6-6, including South Dakota. And the Coyotes play at home against league-leading South Dakota State on Sunday. The Jackrabbits will play at Denver on Thursday and then at USD on Sunday. If South Dakota State can win one of those 2 games, they will wrap up the regular season title. IUPUI has games against Western Illinois and Omaha coming up this weekend. When we come back on Inside the Summit League, we'll run down the league championships in swimming and diving from Indianapolis.
Minutes east of Sioux Falls stands Grand Falls Casino Resort. A casino in a grand new way, where you can turn an evening into a winning night out. Spin a day off into a day of play. Who says life next door shouldn't be grand? Saturday, March 1st, catch the Turtles featuring Flo and Eddie at 8 p.m. Call, click, or visit for tickets. Grand Falls Casino Resort, a grand new way to eat, play, and stay.
This isn't an epic sports commercial.
There's no Hollywood director.
There's no $1 million budget.
There's no slow motion.
Or stadiums filled with crowds.
It's just us.
Us.
Real athletes.
Real athletes who want to get better, get stronger,
And make the starting lineup. Be healthy and active.
and this is where we'll do it.
The Sanford Sports Complex, a game-changing destination. Learn more at sanfordsports.com.
Inside the Summit League is brought to you by Sanford Health, Grand Falls Casino, and Dakota Land Honda. While the University of Denver is in its first year in the Summit League, the Pioneers won the men's and women's soccer championships this past fall, and now they have added the swimming and diving championships. They finished up a 4-day run in Indianapolis on Saturday. Denver set 5 new league records just on the final day. Samantha Correa was part of 2 of those. She won the women's 200 backstroke, and Correa was also on Denver's winning 400 freestyle relay team. Denver dominated on the men's side too. Tanner Krall in the 200 breaststroke and Dylan Bunch in the 1650 freestyle set records for them. And thus, Denver takes the men's team title. IUPUI and South Dakota State in second and third. Kyle Milberg of Denver was the championship MVP. For the women, South Dakota State in second place with IUPUI behind them. Sam Correa of Denver is the women's championship most valuable swimmer. And Brian Schrader is the coach of the year from Denver. Omaha with a good showing there on the women's side. And speaking of which, we take you to Nebraska's largest city in this week's Campus Spotlight.
My major is political science.
It's a double major in sociology, Latin American studies.
I am a graphic design major. Communications.
Human resource management.
Marketing and management.
My major is business management with a minor in Spanish.
There are so many things that attract students to our academic programs. You can major in just about anything here at UNO. They are taught by world-class faculty in wonderful facilities in the heart of Nebraska.
My major is architectural engineering. The program here at UNO is one of the best in the nation.
We're figuring out new ways of partnering students in the College of Business with students who are getting degrees in technology and engineering, other areas of science, and so on.
The quality of education here is amazing. The teachers here have doctorates in their profession, and I feel like they're really dedicated to their craft.
My reason for transferring to UNO was because the criminal justice program is really highly ranked within the nation.
I chose to come to UNO because of the programs that were offered. They offered a lot for the adult learner.
They had a wonderful biology and biotechnology program at UNO.
Aviation, flight training. It's very clear how you can get hands-on training. You can literally take off.
This university has really taught me not to waste what you can do, but to not be afraid to do what you might be able to do.
You can learn speech, you can major in theater, creative writing, music, art and art history, journalism. All of these disciplines we think have the common thread of human expression.
We were one of the very first entry-level master's programs in the United States for athletic training. We're one of only 5 universities that have both an undergraduate and a graduate athletic training program that are entry-level.
We have a unique blend because we have a combination of what we call the core areas of information technology, like computer science, information systems, but we also have those emerging areas like bioinformatics, information security, IT innovation.
Our technology in our classrooms and our laboratories is the best that you can find.
UNO has several computer labs throughout the campus. They're very mindful of being up to date with their technology and making sure that students have the resources that they need to succeed in college.
We really monitor and pay attention to what matters most to students, what motivates students, and we know a big part of that is technology and staying on the cutting edge of technology, whether that be as an instructional tool in the classroom or whether it be integrating online distance education.
Last semester, we had a class that was taught in 3 different parts of the world, in India, Norway, and Omaha.
I have actually taken a few online classes, and what I think is good about each online class is that students are able to work at their own pace and then kind of view it in a different way. I think it's nice to always have that professor there to answer the questions, but to try a different learning style.
You can basically take all your general electives online.
We have received an upgrading classification to a doctoral research classification. It does allow us to attract more doctoral students so we can conduct more research.
When they graduate, they are truly a transformed product, and they are ready to go and conquer the world.
I can say that I graduated from what I think is the best university in Nebraska.
Thank you to all of our member schools. We'll see you next week on Inside the Summit League.